guys. Hey, I'm Corey, Capital Bleed Orange, and been waiting to do this for a long time. Got some equipment I need to get. I've got it ordered, but I'd rather just go ahead and start going. So I'm just going to kind of go over some things from the past weekend. And Friday night, if you missed it, if you live somewhere else or don't get service or whatever. So Friday night we beat K-State 29-21. And I think the attendance was somewhere around 55,000. Nick Martin had a career night, had 17 tackles, 2.5 TFLs, 1 sack, 1 interception. And Ollie Gordon had 136 yards and 1 touchdown. Alex Hale tied the school record for the Cowboy defense. And the Cowboy defense, came up huge with some big plays. It really made a bunch of stops. And Alan Bowman passed for 235 yards. Cameron Epps returned 1 of his 2 interceptions for a touchdown for the Cowboys. And we'll see how much time I have. About 25, 30 minutes planned for right now. But so this past weekend, Cowboy alumni and assistant wrestling coach Tyler Caldwell was inducted into the Kansas Wrestling Coach Association Hall of Fame. Tyler was originally from Wichita, Kansas, and is one of the 4 members inducted. Because he graduated from Goddard High School in 2009. One of the most accomplished wrestlers in Kansas history. He was a 4-time Kansas State champion. Had a record there of 150-4 throughout his career there. And set a state record of 125 fall. He had back-to-back All-American seasons at Oklahoma, including an NCAA runner-up, finished sophomore year. Caldwell transferred to Stillwater, where he continued to compete at a higher level. As Cowboy, Caldwell posted a 63-9 record with 30 bonus points. Victories. He earned All-American status in each of his 2 seasons in orange singlet. Reached the NCAA finals once again as a senior, becoming a 4-time All-American and 2-time NCAA. So, just gonna look and check on some stuff here, guys. So this is all set up, so I should be able to. We're kind of going backwards. We're streaming on Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, and Twitter. Trying to get set up on some of the others. I'm set up to go on LinkedIn, but you have to have so many followers. So if you have a LinkedIn account, please look me up and follow. Maybe if you're at work, you can watch through LinkedIn and not get as much trouble from work or something, whatnot. All right, kind of going back to. So, with Andrew Heaney, played baseball for Oklahoma State, now plays for Texas Rangers. He stepped up in a big way for the Rangers over the weekend. He threw 3.2 innings to limit the Baltimore Orioles offense to just one run and help the squad win the first game, Game 1 in the American League Division Series. And it was actually just his second career postseason appearance after making one with the Los Angeles Dodgers back October. So now they are just one game away from a spot in the American League's Championship Series. I'm not sure if that's right. But so there's a bunch of stuff going up on OSU Max, by the way. Some of that is supposed to be pay monthly, but some of it you may look, if you're just really wanting to find some stuff, you may go look on YouTube. They've been posting a lot more. So I guess kind of back to Nick Martin. Talking about his night. Had 17 tackles, had a sack, had 2.5 tackles for a loss, and his first interception of the career. One of those unreal. He was all over the place. So his 17 tackles was the most by a Cowboy since 2016. So hopefully, our defense really did good. Hopefully those guys are kind of getting used to the new coach. Finally adapted. 2 weeks. 2 weeks is practice helped. So we have a really good record in the black unis too. Can't remember what it is off the top of my head. I might comment if you know what it is. So we'll go over this. Try to do one tomorrow. By the way, if there's any alumni that have some really good stories, hit me up, comment. Especially, honestly, the best way is just send me a DM. Comments are kind of hard to, sometimes you just don't see them and how they prioritize them, especially like in Facebook. I can even go and hit most recent, or I'll see someone comments and I go and look in there. And so, all right, get over to my chat. We have a live chat. So Jim, sorry, I'm not sure what you mean. Jim, we can say Berrigan. He was asking if we're going to Omaha this year. And I'm not sure. He said mine are censored. I'm not sure what you mean. So anyway, you might comment and try to explain what you mean, Jim, sorry, whichever know what you want to go by. You might be able to fix if you have a preference. Say stories are censored. So I don't know. But this should be all posted so we can go back and Uh, it says stories are censored. I said there's nothing to censor here. I guess it depends on the platform. Oh, awesome! There's a Jim that was in here chatting, played at OSU from '85 to '87. So who? I'm trying to think of who all was the big names on your team. I know that's when Gary Ward was coaching. Tom Holliday was assistant coach. Trying to think off the top of my head. I mean, I know Pete Incaviglia and Robin Ventura somewhere, I want to say overlapping in that time. So anyway, I'll come back to how awesome. Yeah, I played with Pete and Robin. It's awesome. You might have some good story. We could talk sometime, do a video. So I'd like to much rather do stuff in person, but with technology, I mean, we can do these from anywhere. We can set up where we literally have 10 people on at once. I mean, I can do that right now. Have 10 people on at once and broadcast to 8 different platforms. Like I mentioned earlier, we're Facebook, Twitter, Twitch, which is actually a gaming platform, but we can only do so many. Twitter right now. So again, like I mentioned earlier, if you can please if you have a LinkedIn, please go and like it and follow. We appreciate it. So our Facebook is doing really, really good. Definitely the page I spend the most time on. If you please like, tag, share, especially tag people that are OT alumni. So I kind of go back to some stuff I'm going over. Oh, I was saying tomorrow I'll go over so kind of the calendar for the week. The men's golf played a Big 12 match play, and they won both of their matches today. The women's golf is at the Illini Invitational. The men's tennis are at the Fairfield ATP Challenger, Fairfield, California, and if you don't follow the men's team, like I said, they won both their matches, match play. The girls, we've got some freshmen that played really good today. I posted on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, all the different. With some, like I said, had some freshmen playing really, really well. So tomorrow, Tuesday, October 10th, the men's golf are playing again. The Big 12 match play, and they're playing in Hockley, Texas. I saw earlier, literally just a little bit ago, that I think we had a kind of alumni. Not sure if it was just a normal alumni thing or a donor kind of get together in Houston area. So I think it was in Houston. So I assume Hockley is right outside Texas, or Houston, Texas, excuse me. And the women's golf are still playing tomorrow. And then tomorrow night, softball is playing Seminole State at 6:30. I believe that will be here. me I'm going to pull something up so I can. Try to look at. But anyway, kind of back to I'm trying to pull up a calendar. I guess kind of housekeeping things. If you have anyone that can come on, had some really good stories. And I would love to do more than just sports stuff. If love to have some faculty, and whether you were in academia somewhere else, some professors I know. I say some names, special ones I had. I think a whole lot of, and did some big stuff while they were there at OSU or on in industry. Okay. Okay. Yep. So yeah, tomorrow, 6:30 here, and it's free. So, okay, and then Wednesday, men's golf, still playing in the match play. Big 12 match play in Hockley, Texas. And then Thursday, women's soccer versus BYU. Usually, most of our soccer games are on ESPN Plus. ESPN Plus was $9.99 a month, and now it's $10.99. You have to have good streaming, but there's so much on there. There's a lot of random stuff besides just Oklahoma State stuff. So I like it. It's if you like a bunch of obscure things, I mean, there will be pretty much how ESPN Plus is set up is if a major isn't going to pick it up, so regular ESPN or ESPN 2 or whatever, Fox, ABC, or any other major, if they don't pick it up, if a school will basically video it and produce it, they can post it on ESPN Plus. So you have all kinds of little bit schools, soccer, volleyball, there'll be rowing, name it, everything's all kinds of stuff on there. So, okay. And then the women's tennis, are at the ITA regionals in Lawrence, Kansas. Here's a good question. Who was the last one to have that many tackles? It was back in 2016. Oh yeah, thanks. Hey, thanks, Jim. OSU baseball. We're scrimmaging KU this Saturday. I'm just gonna ask him so I don't have too many things going on. Hey, Jimmy, what time? It'll be free. The weather should be pretty nice too. Wherever you're at, it finally started kind of cooling down. Right now, it's 63 degrees in Stillwater. So kind of looking. Oh yeah, so they did that. So we've got KU football Saturday and baseball. So usually I would say usually, pretty sure they will time that where oh, okay, there. He said 10 a.m. So there'll probably be a Saturday. It's calling for a low of 48, a high of 67. It's like we're finally, anyway, wherever you're at this whole week, we're today low 51, high 81, and we're going between low 54 and a high 86 to Friday, and then Friday's a high of 70, and then we're dipping down the 40s and the 60s. So highs up through next Wednesday. Hey, thanks, Jimmy. Now, Jimmy, where you live at? You get to make it to any or all the games, or back? Jimmy was asking earlier. I think I said it out loud. If we were going to make to Omaha, and hopefully we had last year we had a huge turnover of pitchers, and I mean we won the Big 12, and then we had ORU here. We had ORU and Dallas Baptist, I believe, in our regional. Both those teams, I mean, we have a OSU alumni that's the head coach at ORU. I mean, Dallas Baptist has always, I say always, at least the best I can remember, has always had had for a long time had a really good program. Are you going to make it up here this weekend, Jimmy? And then football is at 2 or 2:30, I believe. So people have asked about tickets. There's one comment today, this morning, I believe it was, about tickets. And, excuse me, and they commented on a post. I was worried that no one would really see it. So best bet is to contact the athletic department. And then you can go through, my preference, what I would do is go through the athletic department. I just call them, or you can go on the website. You can usually pick up tickets from other alumni through their preferred, I can look up another time, but look through the preferred. That's how when I had extra tickets before. Oh no, didn't know that. Jimmy Berrigan was saying that. Did you know Gundy played fall baseball his freshman year? Or I maybe I did know that, but I mean, I try to keep up with everything sports, so it's hard to remember a lot of the details. And he was saying, yeah, anyway, Gundy did freshman year, and also Hartley Dykes did. Well, and I know Jim Traber was a baseball, football guy too. And Jimmy, you may be able to answer that. I think Jim went out for football maybe his freshman year. I think he was a quarterback as well. And then I don't think he ever played football. So okay, then yeah, it was nice. We've had a couple of those. And the most recent for me are Josh Fields, who, I mean, he's not the most recent, but And my father with Josh Fields played as a quarterback, played baseball, went on and played for quite a while. Then I can't remember if he went and played in Japan. It's another thing Jim Traver did. But I know he went and I think he did scouting. But I don't think Josh played. Josh did play, I think, maybe his last year in, I think, in Mexico. And the Traver also, I know he played overseas, but I can't remember if he played in Mexico or anywhere else, but I know he was overseas. Yep. Traver for the Orioles. So, speaking of the Orioles, we've Matt Holliday, who is Tom's youngest son. Josh is older. Josh, the head coach for OSU, but Matt's oldest son is in the Orioles system. I posted about him a little bit. He graduated from high school a year ago, drafted number 1, went all the way up to 3A, playing really good, won some awards. I think he was the minor league player of the year, and just nice. Jim was saying he used to babysit them. So kind of I guess ideal on these podcasts is to do about 25-30 minutes, but you can do longer, and then I want to get them posted on the actual podcast platforms. I'm just not got that far. When you post, ideally you want to post a couple at a time to get started. So kind of going back, talking about some stuff. For one, today, okay, sorry, finally got my calendar pulled up. Excuse me. Oh, there it is. My bad. Softball for Seminole State. Yep, tomorrow. 6:30. I guess it won't be broadcast on anything. Right now, I'm not finding anything. I'm going to check back tomorrow. I'll try to post it. Come back to the page again real quick. If you have any really good people to come on, also if you have a company or just want to sponsor, hit me up. Even doing really cheap equipment, it's not cheap. So, and again, like I was saying on podcast, to do a video podcast, I can get anybody on anywhere as long as you have good internet connection. I mean, you need pretty good internet connection. Okay, back to that question. The last tackles that had the most coming back to, we matched it, was Jordan Stearns had 19 tackles in the 2016 Bedlam game, obviously against the Sooners. So, Jim Berrigan was saying he babysat both Matt and Josh. So I'm sure that was fun. So Matt and his wife Leslie have a podcast, and they have all kinds of people on there. Mainly pro baseball players. What he has on there. I'll try to look it up real quick here. He but I'd really like to do a lot of other, like I said, it could be professors and stuff. I mean, I can mention a couple I'd love to have on that just we could go for hours them telling stories. So I can't find there. So anyway, Matt and Leslie though Holiday. Trying to find it. Okay, there it is. I guess kind of back to them though. Their oldest is in AAA for the Orioles. The next son is a 2025. I'm pretty sure he's projected as number one as well as his brother. Anyway, if you want to look up their podcast, Matt and Leslie Holiday, it is called Table 40. So I would pretty sure it should be on any of the. Oh, and they had this most recent one. They had. I was like, I wasn't. They had Nolan McLean and Caden Trinkle. Nolan and Caden are sophomores at OSU. And Matt, if you didn't know, he's an assistant coach at Oklahoma State University, as well as Jimmy. We were talking about some guys he played with. Pete Incavile, which Pete's not on staff. Pete lives in Texas, Dallas area, I think. But Robin Ventura is on staff, or at least he has been. I don't think anything's changed. So, but anyway, yeah, sorry. Back to they've got those two guys on there. The Table 40. Another good one is Better Than I Found It. Is Coach McGraw, who was at Oklahoma State for a couple years as a golf coach, assistant coach, and then head coach. Then he went to Alabama, and now he's at Baylor. So anyway. All right. Well, if anyone didn't want to talk about anything else, or have any questions or anything, I will get off here and but I kind of went over everything. Took a lot longer than I planned on it, but we got to talk and look at some other things. So anyway, guys, like I said, please on the page, like, tag, share, chat, and visit. Some couple people messaged me about certain fans, but unless someone's just being completely ridiculous, you can't just go block everybody. Try to think. Hey Jimmy, how is the audio? I'm not using a mic or anything. I'm just using the built-in mic and my built-in webcam on my laptop. So, but I've got some stuff. Like I said, I'm gonna order some stuff, but it's like I said, even doing the cheap, I've thought about just simply posting things like Venmo or Cash App, um, just chip in, or Facebook following now is. Let me look real quick. We're over 18,000. So right now it's 18,492 followers. Also have Facebook. Sorry, we also have Twitter, Instagram, and we're on YouTube as well. Also on Twitch, and again we're on LinkedIn. So it'll help if you can go follow all those, or if you just prefer one or the other. So, well, anyway, you all have a great night. We'll try to do one of these tomorrow. Might even do a couple. So, but anyway, thanks guys for watching. And again, if you have any ideas for people to get on, whether in person or just through send the email chat link. Also, anyway, keep on praying. Sorry, want to keep on praying for some of the football players that got hurt. And see what else. Basketball should be starting really quick, within a month. I'll look at the exact. Anyway, we'll talk about that later. Basketball, wrestling should be starting anytime. I think where soccer is going now. Golf doesn't have a whole lot left. I know a couple weeks or so for at least on the women's side. I think the guys are probably about the same. So anyway, thanks guys for watching. And anyway, if you have any other questions or ideas or anything, let me know. I appreciate it. Y'all have a great night. Take care.